Hello again everybody, I hope you're all well, and today we have something pretty simple. It's just another shirt opening, and it's actually a shirt from a country that I, for some reason, inexplicably have quite a number of shirts for. I don't literally go out and look for them, they just seem to happen to drop quite nicely, specifically when it comes to the price. So I thought when I saw this one for sale, well, I need the team. And I suppose I'm getting closer to having the full top division in this country. Why not pick it up? So here it is in the parcel here, and I bought it not that long ago actually, to be honest. For me, it's actually done not too bad. So let's open it up, see if you recognise it. I feel like a lot of you will recognise it because they are somewhat of a recognisable club. And then we'll go into the detail about what it is and specifically. So, this one... I am absolutely struggling. Oh, that's why. Because it folded back on itself. Right, there we go. There's the shirt. Nothing else in there. That's fine. Cool. Rightio then. Let's start with the rear of the shirt as customary. So, come on. There we go. As you can see, it is a red little number there, and there's not really much going on with regards to the back. There is a sponsor on the rear towards the bottom. And then if we turn around to the front, there we go. Continuation of the red, of course, there, with a little bit of white trims, specifically on that collar, which is actually quite cool. I quite like that. Another sponsor on the front there, and then there is the Under Armour detailing on the sleeves with a sponsor of the Coca-Cola beverage company on the other sleeve. Now this one, I reckon a lot of you, or some of you, should recognise it. Or if you don't necessarily recognise the logo, once I tell you who it is, you'll be like, ah yes, I do know who that is. So, it is a medium, and it does have the tags attached with the official stuff. I think it actually has a price on. The MSRP was $90. Certainly didn't pay that for this shirt. There we go. That's pretty cool. Under Armour as a manufacturer. I think possibly only my second one of them, so that's always nice to add a few of the slightly less, I can say less popular, but I suppose they are a massive company. Anyway, I'll dress the mannequin as I usually do, explain to you where I got it from, who the club is, and a little bit more about the shirt. Okay then, there is the shirt, and to be honest, if you're not familiar with the club, looking at the sponsor, you could probably have an idea of where it's from. City Banamex kind of suggests that possibly it's from Mexico, at the very least, that the club has connections to Mexico, and yes, indeed, it is a Mexican club. It is Deportivo Toluca. It's their home shirt because they play in red primarily. It's their home shirt from 2019-2020, so it's a few seasons old now, and I bought this one from, well, technically I bought it from Instagram, so I was scrolling through Depop, just seeing what's available, saw this one for sale, and I noticed that they had their Instagram account connected to it. So I messaged them specifically asking just for a little bit more detailing, sort of tags, etc., just to make sure it's all genuinely official. And then I was like, okay, seems to all check out. I'd like to buy this, but I know that if you sell through other platforms, there's commissions, etc., you lose out. So I offered them £23, including postage. I think possibly it was maybe £25 or something like that. It wasn't much difference that I saved, and I just goes, we'll just do it over PayPal. And it saves you a bit of money, and then it also saves me a bit of money. So technically I bought it on Instagram. And yeah, £23, which I think is a great little purchase. That Mexican shirts are always generally a little bit cheaper, which is I think partly the reason why I have so many of them. So they are a Mexican team, and they come from the city of Toluca, which is the 5th most populous city in the entirety of Mexico. The club was founded in 1917 and is one of the oldest in the country, though they only became professional in 1950, so that's quite a wait, that is, to be honest. Now, they are the 3rd most successful team in Mexico, at least at the time of recording, with 10 Mexican Primera Division titles, only just behind Club America and Guadalajara, respectively. So last season, they finished 6th in the Apertura, and they also then finished 16th in the Clausura, so bit of a mixed bag overall for the season there. In this season's Apertura, they currently sit in 16th, I believe, with 1 game left. So yeah, it's not been a great time. So they're clearly quite some away from their halcyon days. Though they have achieved continental success, having won the CONCACAF Champions League all the way back in 1968, and again more recently in 2003. but it's still 20 years ago. So, as you can see, that these shirts are manufactured by Under Armour, and they've actually been partnered with them since 2010. So that's quite a long partnership, to be honest. And I think the only other Under Armour shirt I have is Cruz Azul. I think it is. I'm sure that's who it is. So they must have quite a footprint in Mexico itself. Now, the only real identifier, because you've got your sponsor there, sponsor in the back, Under Armour on the sides, which is quite a cool thing. The only thing that really sort of stands out uniquely is on the inside of the collar. There was some text there in Spanish, which Diablos Rojos, which simply translates to the Red Devils, which of course is their nickname. And that's kind of it. These are sort of things that are like transferred on. These are like those rubbery silicone transfers on, and this is just your typical embroidered material. This section I think is quite cool, but kind of reminds me, it keeps taking me back to like an Adidas, excuse me, Liverpool shirt. But you know, it's a slightly, ever so slightly elasticated material. I wouldn't say it's like typical Kappa, but it feels just a little bit different. It's very Under Armour, and this is my 17th Mexican shirt. I don't quite have the entirety of the top division, and to be honest, there's a few of the Mexican shirts that I see for sale right now that I do have my eyes on. Some of them, for some reason, inexplicably, are really expensive, like £65, and then some of them are cheap, start dropping to £20 to £25. So I suppose it's just time waiting, and eventually they'll become available. But it's just a simple one. I just thought I always go through Depop and stuff like that just to see what's going on, and every now and then there's something that for £23 it's nice, it gets the numbers up, and it's not a terrible shirt, to be honest. It's just your typical red and slightly white effort. But that is it. That is it for me. I've seen Toluca shirts on classic football shirts before, may even have some right now. Price are just generally a little bit higher. I'm happy to own it. I don't really know when this video is coming out because it really depends. So I have 398 opened. My next video that I'm going to be releasing from where I'm sitting right now is probably going to be a mystery box. Now the mystery box might necessarily have a shirt that I need or might not need. If it's a shirt I don't need, then I'm still on 398, which means this will probably be 399. If I get a shirt I do need in the mystery box, then that'll be 399, and that leaves 400 to be the shirt that I have dedicated, picked out. So this one may come before or after 400. We'll just wait and see how it drops. So whenever this gets released, I hope you continue to have a great time, whatever it is you are doing. As always, thank you for watching my videos, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.